last one for you here is how this affects the Lakers, because right now this whole conversation here is fascinating for, lawyers who are into this sort of thing, or
everyone who watched Succession,
estate planning, watch Succession, right? Like it's the Roy family. If the Roy family owned the Lakers, right?
Who's Shiv Roy? Who's Kendall?
I've been making these references for the last 2 hours and 38 minutes.
It's all there.
I know, but and it's got the feel of like rubbernecking to see what's going on the side of the NBA freeway here, to use an LA phrase. But for all those who are driving around here listening to us on ESPN Radio. Diehard Laker fans, how does this affect the team? Like, would Iger and Kushner come in and blow out the front office and change the way that they make up the roster, and this prevents them from doing this, or what? How does this affect the Los Angeles Laker fan and the team, Ramona?
I think that's the actual most important question, right? The rest of it is a family dispute, and there is some tie-in to who controls the team and who has the controlling ownership. But Jeanie Buss and Mark Walter had a very good working relationship. I remember he told me once, like, what happens if we disagree? Like, who's going to win out? And he goes, well, we're probably not going to disagree much because we're already going to have talked it through. She knows Bob Iger. I know she's already met with Bob Iger. I think they have a pretty good working relationship, or at least a background from just being important people in LA and going to games and knowing each other in the business world. She tends to know most of the people in LA because she's been the sort of the owner of the Lakers, or the mater. I don't know what you want to call her. Like she sits in the second row. Everybody walks by her seats at every game, for
decades, for sure.
Yeah, for decades. Everybody knows Jeanie in town. And so I think that was I wasn't that worried about it because of the two people involved, because of Bob Iger and Jeanie Buss. I think they would have worked it out somehow, but now it's just more complicated. And how does it affect the team? Well, the team is flying. Luka Doncic has chartered a private jet, and he's flying 14 of his teammates to his hometown in Slovenia this week. They'll be there. I think they're probably flying. It's Tuesday. Maybe they're flying tomorrow. They're starting Thursday. They're all getting gift bags, and he's hosting this big team retreat. And they're going to go fishing on Lake Bled. The details of this are going to be fun. I'll probably be all on everybody's Instagram stories. So watch for that over the next few days. The team's kind of locked in too. A lot of them signed long-term contracts, 4-year deals. So there's not much flexibility. They traded away their 2 first-round draft picks to get Walker Kessler. There's not much that can be done with the roster. I think J.J. Redick is well regarded as a head coach. I don't see him going anywhere. Obviously, Rob Pelinka is the general manager. He's responsible for constructing this team. That was one I had a question on what Bob Iger and Josh Kushner would do. I think my sense would be they would leave everything intact in the short term, and then we'll see what happens after this year, maybe. So the controlling ownership matters, because the decisions on JJ, on Rob Pelinka, on the roster will need to be made by whoever controls the team. And right now it's Jeanie. And I think she would have figured something out with Bob Iger and Josh, but it's gotten a whole lot more complicated because of what's going on with the family. And I don't know where it ends up, and I don't know how fast it resolves. Somebody asked me this morning, you think it'll resolve it? There'll be clarity by the season starts? And I was like, nope. Nope, not by the season starts. But then again, Rich, the Padres just sold, and it took a long time for the sale to close, and there's new owners. And when do they come in? This happens all the time in professional sports. And the people doing the job keep doing the job. And then the new people come in and they do the job. So it's a big deal. And yet Luka's hosting a retreat, and they're all going to bond. And that's actually what matters on the court.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single weekday on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio. And be sure to now check out richeisen.shop.com to see all of our latest apparel and accessories so you can rep your love of the show every day.